Hello, love. So I'm here today to just share a little bit about you from someone that I'm really very much inspired by, and that is the work of Joseph Campbell. And Joseph Campbell, I believe, is one of our greater teachers, and the work that he does still remains, although he hasn't been with us for a little while. But a lot of us are familiar with him through the Power of Miss series. And let me just say, I'm not paid to do this. I'm just doing it because I love his work. I think what he did teaches me so much about who I am and what it is that I believe is important in life. But this is the Power of Miss series, and it was created and produced through PBS and given through an interview of Bill Moyers, who was just brilliant in his own right in this series. And so I have this series that I play it several times a year. I could probably play it every day. It would be of service to me in all the things that I do. But you can probably get it in a way that it's a digital version as well. And it's really worth your time and to really immerse yourself in the teachings of Joseph Campbell. I get a daily, sometimes a daily, every few days I get something from the Joseph Campbell Foundation through Facebook. And on today's interview, they had just a little snippet of the interview that is in, let's see, it's in episode 1. And it talks about following your bliss. And this was one of the things that Joseph Campbell always said was to follow your bliss. And so then as the conversation just kind of carried on, then Bill Moyers said to him, well, we're not here to save the world. We're here to save ourselves. And Joseph Campbell then said, yes, and by saving yourselves, you save the world. So I think that's something to remember because we get out there with our, with whatever we're going to do. And if you do it from a place of this deeper, blissful place within you, this place where it enlivens you and it gives you joy and it is something that is of great, where you really feel you're being of service and it lights you up. And then that, I do believe, is what following your bliss is. It's doing what you love, doing what generates that joy in you. To me, everything that we do comes from love. I believe that's what generates everything. That is what I believe of the grand overall design or the greater good or the higher power, however you term that. It all comes from a power of love. And I know these things very innately and very deeply. And when we operate in that place and we come from that place of love, we are then generated into inspirations and intuitional ideas that come through us, that maybe we have synchronicities that occur, things that happen where things just fall into place. We come into alignment. We come into this place of where we're at our center. And then life seems to unfold in an even greater way. And it takes some time. And it takes just doing this every single day, whatever it is that you do, that might create that for you. But Joseph Campbell wrote A Hero of a Thousand Faces. And if it's a book that some women are not liking this because it's about a hero, not a heroine. But I would just, whenever I read these things that are kind of written more in the masculine terms, I just translate it in my mind into knowing that it fits every single person, no matter who you are and whatever it is you do, to create this in your life. And he changed the lives of a lot of people, and he continues to do so. And I requested from the Joseph Campbell Foundation to be able to use one of his quotes in my second novel. And I'm just going to read to you this quote. It's pretty, a beautiful, beautiful quote. I lost the page. Here it is. It's called The Hero's Path. It says, we have not even to risk the adventure alone, for the heroes of all time have gone before us. The labyrinth is thoroughly known. We have only to follow the thread of the hero path, and where we had thought to find an abomination, we shall find a god. Where we had thought to slay another, we shall slay ourselves. Where we had thought to travel outward, we shall come to the center of our own existence, and where we had thought to be alone, we shall be with all the world. Pretty much says it all, doesn't it? So you go out and do the best you can with what you have. knowing that we really truly are all in this together, doing it in different ways, really living the life that really brings you into a place of greater understanding for yourself and what it is that generates within you something where you not only are enlivened, where you are living and being in the bliss of your very being, but you're also doing this in a way that it serves other people, because then it comes from a place of where what it is you're doing starts to generate that in you. It creates this greater sense of who you are, and you then become that. And the words come from your mouth that maybe are unexpected, and some of the actions that you take are maybe something that's generated from something deeper within yourself. And then you do something that's kind, something that's loving, something that comes from a place of where you reach out to someone else through compassion or through the joy of which you see, and you share that with each other, with your family, with your neighbors, with your animal family, with your garden, with the world, with the universe itself. And it makes a difference. Science will tell you that whatever you think, whatever it is you do, however that energy is within you, reaches out through all kinds of different ways in quantum physics, of which they explain it. And it is something that's so mightily powerful, because we are all of this energy and we are all connected. You know, we talk about the World Wide Web. Well, in the greater sense of things, we are all connected in a greater way through energy, through the love of what we do from that which we serve. And when we purposely do what it is we love to do, we come from a greater place. We come from this place that is of a higher order of being. And then what we do then generates that for everyone around us. And it just settles in to create something even more beautiful, more magnificent still. So follow your bliss. Say yes to you. Do what it is you love to do. Do what it is that generates something powerful and magnificent in you. And know that it works for you and for the people around you, and has a way of expressing itself in ways that you will maybe never even know. But someone might come up to you someday and go, you know what? You said something to me the other day, or I remember when, and oh my goodness, you really helped me that day. You never know, because it comes from a greater sense within you. Okay. So this painting right here is something I did, I believe it was last summer. It might have even been more in the fall, but we live in an area about 7,000 feet in elevation, and it's gray. Everything, the green goes away for about 6 months, from like October to April, and I wanted some green around me, so I created this painting. And I do all these paintings, they're mandalas. They start at the center and then they spread out. And I don't take any credit or I don't tend to say that my mandalas they're just really something that I do for myself. But I also use them in art and things like that that I sell in the world. But the true mandalas that are created by the Buddhists and Buddhist monks are just astounding. And so if you really want to know the really deep sense of what mandalas are, please look that up and see how beautiful they are and what it takes them. It takes them a month and a half to create these beautiful mandalas out of dyed sand. And they create these mandalas. And then when it's all done, they take the sand and put it all together and then put it back into the river. So then it becomes part of the river's flow yet again. It's astounding what they do. I do it with paint. I do it, I create a drawing and then I do a painting. And I wanted something green and something kind of pretty. I love acanthus leaves. So these are acanthus leaves right here in the middle. And I had to put a little red in there to go with the green, and everything in gold. And, again, there's golden lights in there in spirals. And so it's just something that's a little brighter, a little more summery, a little lighter. And even though we're in the middle of all of this gray right now, and it's still beautiful in its own way, but I love being around color and I love being around light. So that's what this particular painting represented to me. So I send you light. I send you love. I send you bliss. And may you absolutely love yourself so deeply and know how valuable you are to do what it is you love, and to enliven that life within you, to know how purposeful you are in the world. Go out and be your finest self. And as Grandma used to say, love you bunches. Bye for now.